Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm not gonna be on here long, but yeah, we're gonna run it. So I was recently on Facebook earlier today, and not too long ago, and I asked a very simple question. I said, ladies, why does it seem as though sisters, black women, will go natural when they date non-black men? And now, I didn't mention white men or any particular persuasion. I just said non-black men. And so far, it's generated a little response. And I'm going to read some of the responses, see if it makes sense to any of you. I'm going to see what they say and see if this makes any sense to you. Now, a lot of times when I do these conversations, I think a lot of people have it misconstrued. The opinion is these are like conversations that are going to go into some type of debate or whatever, and I'm just not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Peace and power, my good brother. Peace and power, Brother Ron. So, Brother Ron, I asked the sisters a question. I said, why do y'all seem to go natural for non-black men? But when it comes, and basically what the question really was saying was, when it comes to brothers, we have to settle for however y'all look. And y'all tell us to just deal with it. Like those infamous eyelashes that I'm always complaining about. You know, shit's just horrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that people are finally speaking out about it, because it just, it takes us to an era, where, the look that is imitating is not that of a woman, not of a natural born woman. We're talking about the disco era. We're talking about the transvestite era. This is way before transgender was even a thought or a word or a conversation. This was men who wanted to look like women, who wanted to dress in drag. But more so the caked up makeup and this, that, and the other. And I'm asking the sisters, like, yo, what's up with that? So here's some of the responses. One sister says she noticed the opposite, that the women I see date white men in particular usually have weave down to their backs. And we already, discussed that, we both live in different areas of the country. So perhaps that might be why she saw that. I'll give it to her if that's what she says she see. I don't see that at all. And I know I have a neighbor on my block. She's married to a white man. She's about as natural as they come. I mean, no makeup. The locks, seashells, and all types of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Now, one sister did acknowledge, and I've heard this even from my woman, that white men come out of the woodworks for natural black women. And everybody comes, but here's the thing, everybody comes out of the woodworks for natural black women. But I think it comes down to something else. Now, let me see if I can read some more of these comments. Here's from a brother. He said, now that's some true-ish. White dudes don't like weave or lashes because they felt the real. And, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what other brother saying. So there's one sister in particular jumped on here and said, I don't know how true that is, but in my opinion, white men embrace the natural beauty of black women more than black men. Black men say they like natural women, but swoon over women with fake bodies, hair, etc. In most media videos and shows where shows, etc., the women have fake everything. These are the type of women that black men fetish over. And see, here's the, this is this attention thing, right? Because a lot of these comments basically are embellished and they want attention from men. One young sister even came on here talking about how she, the DMs, you know what I'm saying, how the girls on IG and all these social media, with the fake aesthetics get, pulled in with the DMs are flooded, and which kind of like triggered a side question like, is that your goal, to get attention? Like, you want to be honored by all these men with for the attention, because that's another aspect of this all. But here's the thing I'm talking about mostly. Black men have openly said that we want women with natural aesthetics, that we don't like the caked on face because we don't know who the hell that woman is. She's dressed up like an imposter. She takes her makeup off the next day. You pass her the street, you wouldn't even recognize her. We don't like the fake ass hair. The shit stinks. It feels horrible, especially when you laying next to somebody who has it. It feels like you're laying next to a goddamn horse or a dog or some shit. Secondly, and we already know how I feel about them eyelashes. Y'all know what they used to call those, right? When the transvestites was wearing them back in the 70s. They were calling them cumbrellas. Because when they were giving head to other men, they didn't want cum to go into their eyes. They were getting eye infections and things of that nature. So the man's semen in their eye, they put them thick ass eyelashes on to catch the ejaculation of that man. But you can't say shit these days. And unfortunately, and the sister said to me last week, sister I've known for almost 10 years, over 10 years actually. She said when she wears her eyelashes, and I asked her, I said, have you ever asked a man if he likes your eyelashes? She said, no, I'm not going to, and he better not say anything about it. Like, in other words, as a black man, we have to pretty much settle for how women come out the house, how our women move this way, move that way. We have to settle for it. We have to settle for the fact that our women don't like to lose weight. But then I had another sister, who I personally know, say something about, I think it's because white men are usually active. Fuck is that? I'm trying to figure out what does that mean. So weave and makeup don't work well with being active. Just because I'm talking about, when I see black women with white men, I don't see them out jogging and shit. They might be going for walks. I'm talking about, I see this in person. You know what I'm saying? They don't go for walks. They typically, they might go for a walk. I don't see them out climbing mountains and shit, going on nature hikes together. And, even when I see sisters do that shit, they still have weaves and shit. They still have the eyelashes. You know what I mean? With all that act. So I don't really get that part. Just more efficient to be natural from what I observe. While black men usually don't have active interests that include their partner. Leaving their partner with no reason to do what's easy when they have time to adorn themselves. And see, here's the thing. It's like, as black women and sisters, when do y'all just say because we want to? Why do you always have to throw the brothers under the bus? Why do we always have to be the reason why y'all go out there and do what you do? Why is that the problem? Why do we always have to be the reason that you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And I said, black women do things. When I talk to sisters about their aesthetics, when I've talked to sisters about their eyelashes, hair, and all the makeup, the first thing they'll say is, well, we don't do it for you. But for white men, all of a sudden, these things become necessary. In other words, they see white men as being more valuable. And then, if you want to have that, mindset, even as a black nationalist and a Pan-Africanist as I am, I can't get mad at the brothers who just are totally going their own way. And see, a lot of this shit, sisters, y'all have been sitting on the throne of power in the black community for so many years that y'all don't realize that era is over. And I'm not putting these posts up here to debate. I'm a reporter. I'm a journalist reporting the news. And the news is that black men are silently going on an exodus where they're leaving sisters from the states alone. And you're really not hearing me. See, this is not a back and forth. And one sister tried to make me go back and forth. I'm like, that's not even really what we were talking about. I'm not going back and forth on this particular issue. Because, you know, this one of those things, sisters think you can come in and bully a conversation and then start chiming in on other people's posts, tagging other people, and you do this bully shit. That don't work. It has no effect. It only had effect if you had some type of power over me and you don't. And that's what y'all not realizing. Like, black men, you know, it's funny. The reason why Kevin Samuels is such a hated and controversial figure to most sisters is because for the first time in a long time, black men grabbed their nuts. Black men said we have standards. Black men said that we are valuable. And black men said we're not going to sit around and just be the whipping boy in our community. We're relevant. And I'm going to tell you, the biggest push for that is because black women, sisters, I love you dearly. But you went off and tried to create your own race gender, for which if it didn't include black women, if black women didn't prosper from it, then tear the whole shit down. And basically you're telling black men, not even basically, directly, you're telling you, deal with it. And it's like, sisters, you thought that you were the black man's only option. These black men are out here proving to y'all not. And this is why I'm saying this ain't up for debate. The gender war is over. It was over last year. I announced it on my show. The gender war is over. I gave facts. I gave statistics. I gave people's personal, anecdotal background histories and stories and things that were important to them. Told them all. The gender war is over. And sisters, you didn't win. And most of y'all know this. Most of y'all know this. See, y'all trying to do like the backfighting. Y'all trying to do like, you know, the James brothers did. They wanted to continue the Civil War after the South lost. They started hijacking trains. And they started, you know, robbing banks, union-owned banks, because they still had a beef with the North. But the bottom line is, no matter what they did, that war was over. They went down in infamy, they went down in history, but they didn't win the war. Sisters, you didn't win the war. And the bad part about it is, it was a war you started. It was a war you started with joining the feminist movement, joining the sexual liberation movement, and all those different things, and it lost, and it caused you to lose the very things that made you sacred to black men. And over time, the thing that made you sacred, the purity, the natural beauty that you possessed, all those different things, you threw it to the wayside. But what you wasn't expecting was that other women would want your men. Because you felt as though you beat us down enough to the point where nobody else would even look at us and we wouldn't have the self-respect to go elsewhere. Now, I'm fortunate. I found a beautiful black woman who is all natural. And I've dated women who are all natural. So I know that weave and that eyelash shit, nobody I know likes that part. No brother. But you keep talking about, well, white men like this aesthetic, white men like that aesthetic, and black men just don't. But when we say, sisters, we don't want you to do this. We don't want you to look this way. We don't look at you. Y'all tell us to take it. Shit. You can have 1,000,001 standards for what black men are supposed to be. A black man needs to be educated. A black man needs to own his own business. A black man needs to at least make more than you because you believe in this newfound word called hypergamy. A black man has to be a stud in the bedroom. A black man has to be able to defend you no matter how much trouble your mouth might get him into. A black man has to have his own house, his own car. A black man has to have a trust fund for you and your children that you bring into that relationship because you're a package deal. But brothers say, okay, well, we got a few standards too. We have a few qualifiers too. We want you to get in better health, get in shape. Not just because you're more appeasing to the eye, but because we need you to be healthy. We got generations and legacies to fulfill. We need you to be healthy. My education and the fact that I can get my hair done and my face beat up trumps that. In the comments, somebody talking about we're chasing women to get BBLs. I don't remember one brother sponsoring or paying for a woman to get a BBL. I don't know any of them. Let me know if a brother has paid for or sponsored a trip to the Dominican Republic or Miami for his woman to get a damn BBL. I'll wait. You don't get it for us. You've already made it plain. You don't do these things for us. In fact, we're mostly irrelevant, except the baby making factories and to be your expenditures when it comes to, sponsoring a lifestyle. That's why there's this whole push behind trying to find a six-figure man, a high-value man. While you can still make your money, and your money doesn't go to anything legitimate. In other words, you got to be sponsored to even be in a relationship with us. So, but I'm telling you, like, I'm the canary in the coal mine trying to tell you sisters, y'all done fucked up. And all this haggling over this and haggling over that, at the end of the day, you're not going to find the man you're looking for because he's looking elsewhere. He's not dealing with this shit. He's not dealing with the back and forth. He's not dealing with the unbridled one-way aggression. You know what I'm saying? He's not dealing with that no more. Y'all might be mad, but Kevin Samuels was the wake-up call. But that conversation had been brewing, but brothers were scared to talk about it publicly because the bullying of black women, when it comes to social media especially, is relentless. Y'all want to be in relationships, married, but still twerk and show your ass on camera. When you see a vacation pic, it doesn't matter what type of job you may have, whether it's a professional job, whether you're an executive, whether you're a CEO or COO or vice president or whatever. As soon as you put a song on, y'all on tables inside of restaurants twerking and shit. And before the twerking came out, y'all would take vacation pictures and videos, and the first thing you would do when you found out the camera was rolling was turn around and show your ass to the world, as if that was your best feature. And let me tell you something about these BBLs. They look horrible. We don't like them. We don't like those BBLs. Y'all can get your waist snatched as much as you want. If your belly button is somewhere near your chest, the shit don't look right. And so, I'm not, like I said before, I'm past the days of going back and forth with y'all on these posts. But I'm just real. And see, here's the thing that's funny about this. I really don't even have a stake in this other than the fact that I want to try to help sisters and save sisters from themselves. I just did 2 shows recently. Unfortunately, YouTube took my channel down, but it's all right. That's the games they play when we spit that, you know what I mean? But I got another one up where black women were talking about how bad their relationships are with other black women. And black women were actually talking about this. About how they can't trust other black women, how black women will set them up to be harmed, and things of that nature. See, the only time the sisterhood comes together is when it's time to dump on black men. Y'all even join white men for that shit, white women for that shit. Hell, if Donald Trump would have started talking shit about black people, black men in particular, he would have got all the women from the community's vote. He'd be the sitting president right now. But I'm just telling y'all, it's all good because, like I said, I don't really have a stake in this other than wanting to see my community survive with what's coming. And to do that, to nation build, you need strong families, but everybody has to be in order for a strong family. This anarchy that you like to live in, ladies, no rules, ladies, it eventually leads to a violent outcome. It eventually leads to a chaotic turn, an implosion of such, in which the order will be birthed out of chaos. That's where norms come from. Even when you have an office and you have a job and people don't necessarily follow the rule, they still follow the habits and the culture of the office. Those are called cultural norms. And we got to have something to anchor to in terms of a culture. It can't just be the rules apply until they don't apply to me. So sisters, I really want you to understand something. Like I said, I'm the canary in the coal mine. The exodus has begun. And because the women are all excited about sisters dating white dudes and sisters moving on doing this and people going crazy over Tamar Braxton with the white man she was with the other day. Serena Williams can get, no fault in her. No fault in all these celebrities that y'all like to see announced in regular day-to-day life. You can't choose to be black if your mate does not match where you come from. Because let's be real. You ain't trying to hear that shit about the brothers. Y'all still critique. People will say the fine work that Harry Belafonte might have done during the civil rights movement, and the first thing you'll see a sister say, yeah, but he had a white woman, a white wife. Brother just took on two of the biggest cable conglomerates. I forget his name. But you know what people said? Yeah, but he had a white wife, so she's going to get his legacy when he dies. Look at what happened with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter. You had black women celebrating. Oh, we see that shit. You celebrated the death of a man and his daughter because his wife wasn't black. So we know when it comes to why you do things, it ain't for us. Ice Cube came out with the plan for Black America. Took it on Fox Soul and was dealing with the cocktails of queens. And they all shot his plan down because he didn't have something specifically for black women. Because he was thinking about creating fairness and opportunities for black people within the constructs of this government. And leveraging that, against the people taking the election. I mean, for the between the Democrats and Republicans during that election cycle. Sisters, this is like in general. This comes to, and then one of the sisters just kept talking about. I'm going back to the post again. One just kept talking about how. How many people were in your DMs? Is that really what it's come down to? You just want attention? And let's keep in mind, if 1,000 people are in your DMs, are you getting with 1,000 guys? So that's all I really got to say about this, y'all. It's the ridiculousness of it all, lack of accountability. You know what I'm saying? That comes from a simple question. All you have to do is say, we do this for white men because we fetish white men and we want to be with white men. At the end of the day, just say that shit. Don't do all these fancy things. Black men, you made us go in this direction. That's not true at all. Maybe the black men you continuously choose, but not the brothers that I know that are solid. The brothers that I know that are solid, stay on their square, good contributors to the community. They're good fathers to their children. They're good husbands to their wives. Those are the type of men I'm around. Those are the type of men I converse with. I don't have a lot of single straddling friends. In fact, I'm probably the only single one out of the group, out of the whole squad. We don't move like that. But the men you like probably do. But I know the men that I roll with prefer women to be natural. And when you do a survey, ask yourself this. When you're comparing a natural sister to a sister who has all these aesthetics and why she's getting her attention, let me ask you a question. Do you dial yourselves up when you're natural? Or do you just throw on a t-shirt with holes in it, some sweatpants, and them fuzzy slippers on when you're in your natural state? Meanwhile, as soon as you put those eyelashes on, you do that puff to then show your face on your Instagram post, you know what I'm saying? Yo, all of a sudden you all dialed up, sparkling, you put sparkling filters on your pictures, and of course it's going to attract more attention. Shit. Fireworks attract more attention than the street you drive down that's sturdy and get you to where you go on a day-to-day basis. But if you hook that street up with lights and things of that nature, it might be able to compete with the fireworks. But again, what your sisters are saying, that as black men, we need to just settle and take you as you are. Be it morbidly obese, be it unnatural, fake aesthetics, eyelashes, and hair that looks ridiculous. I mean, what is that blind shit I've been seeing chicks wear all the time? And that colorful weave that it's not even done. You went out and get these shortcuts because if you don't have time to go to the gym, watching all these reality TV shows, there's no time to go to the gym. You're spending too much time at the bar sipping mimosas and things of that nature. There's no time to go to the gym. So you try to do shortcuts to go get tummy tucks and snatched waists and BBLs and breast implants and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But the natural doesn't take as much. The natural, you actually have a health incentive involved. But no, you prefer to be the 60 to 70% of black women who are obese, and 80% of that number is morbidly obese. It's not working out. And you can tell in your results because many of you are in your 30s and your 40s and you're still out here looking, thinking that a man is going to fall out of the sky. And then the men that you qualify for down, you feel like you're settling for. When in all honesty, that man is settling for you. And if you could put a value of a man, put a dollar value up to be the value and the quality of a man, you don't deserve a good man. Because whether I have a nickel in my pocket or $1 million in the bank account, I'm the same man all day long. And my men, my brothers, they're the same men. And when you deal with that shit, everybody knows you have economic, swings. One day you might be up here financially, one day you might be down there financially, but at the same time, the brothers understand we're going to rebound from whatever situation that came through. And the woman that sticks with us through that particular situation deserves all the beautiful things in life we can get them. And I don't have to say anything. You see, listen, proof is in the pudding. And at the end of the day, sisters, y'all can do all this woofing and going back and forth from you online. Your results are going to be the outcome that actually matters. Men, we're designed to be solo if need be. We're designed to become hermits if need be. Not so much sisters. That's why so many of y'all out there right now getting pets. Because at least the pet is a warm body next to you. And I'm not saying this thing from a place of vengefulness, anger, and vitriol. I love you, sister. This is tough love. I want to see you win. But just not at the expense of shitting on the rest of the community. We don't deserve that. We've all been struck in this system of oppression and white supremacy and white suppression and things of that nature. Do for us what those white women did for their men. Don't always talk about us being leaders when you refuse to be followers. But that's another story for another day. Until then, y'all get some sleep. It's late. I see my brothers on here. I know some of y'all y'all got to go to work in the morning. I mean, a shout out my good brother Eric Jackson, my bro, Zaire, Mitch Lee, my good brother Howard Tate in the building, my brother Ron Bethea, and everybody that pulled up, man. If I don't catch your comment, you know, blame it on Facebook, not me. And this will be posted to the YouTube channel as well. Until then, y'all, peace, power.